President Jonathan commiserates with the Emir's family and the people of Kano, over whom the Emir presided for more than half a century. The president joined them in mourning the monarch, who will always be remembered by the people of Kano and all Nigerians for his immense wisdom and competence, as well as for using his exalted throne to build bridges of unity, friendship, and harmony across the nation. In a statement signed by his special assistant on media and publicity, Dr. Ruben Abati, President Jonathan expressed prayers that the Almighty Allah will receive the late Emir's soul and grant the good people of Kano a worthy successor who will carry on his good works and wise rule for the well-being and benefit of all Nigerians.
In other news now, deepening poverty in local communities on manned borders and constant armed conflict in neighboring countries have laid the foundation for the kind of insurgency seen in northeast Nigeria. Well, this is coming from the governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, who believes that the not-so-impressive security and intelligence system in the country has allowed an already fragile situation to degenerate. According to the governor, the best way to bring the violence to an end is to take care of the socio-economic problems of the people in the northeast region, which will also ultimately make insurgency unattractive.
I mean, look at the geography of the northeast. Look at the countries surrounding the northeast. Ask yourself what has happened in those countries in the last 2-3 decades. Mali, just getting out of crisis. Chad, in and out of crisis. Sudan, you know what's going on. Central African Republic, it's a problem. Cameroon, long-term dictatorship with seething rage. Libya, above Chad. You also know what the crisis is. So this is a sub-region that is awash with small arms and light weapons, and largely ungovernable and ungoverned territories. And then you have Nigeria with 1,000 entry points that are not manned effectively by our own security agencies. So that's the external dimension that Al-Qaeda, Al-Aqim, Al-Shabaab are all involved in linking up with the local elements that we know as Boko Haram. And then you have the Molotov cocktail in our own deepening poverty situation. People who have nothing to lose, people who have no hope for the future. And 3, you have a security and intelligence system that has been less than impressive over the years. And when you put all of this together, you need a security response, you need a judicial response, in which we have failed also. You ask yourself, how many people really have been convicted for terrorist crimes in this region? We haven't been able to because of lack of diligent prosecution. So there is no incentive, there's no deterrent to anyone being involved in terrorist activity. So I do think, on the one hand, we need to do more on the security front, but ultimately we need to do more on the socioeconomic front, because I've always talked about 5 strands of Boko Haram. The religious is there, the ethnic is there, the economic is there, the political is there, and the sheer opportunistic Boko Haram is there. But for me, if you tackle the economic, you're going to ultimately address the other strands of it, because they are all intertwined.
We'll take a break. When we return, House of Representatives want intelligence studies introduced into the secondary school curriculum. And
LASU students continue their protest. This time, they go to the Lagos Government House.
Please stay with us.
It opens with a gate of arts. moves into windows of creativity.
She finds the only English word she knows from somewhere hidden in the belly of a 4-foot 9-inch body, and instead of "I won't get," she greets us with "bye-bye."
Branches into rooms of color. And ends with a roof of imagination. Walk into Art House. The pieces all come together at 9:30 p.m. every Saturday. Art House, life is art.
Welcome back. All our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device, and you can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores.
When you're done with the download, we invite you to interact with the Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, please tap on the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share. The House of Representatives wants security and intelligence studies to be incorporated into the curriculum of secondary schools. This follows a motion brought by Eddie Mbadiwe on the need to start educating Nigerian children on security. With most of the lawmakers supporting the motion, the House asked its Committee on Education to liaise with the Universal Basic Education Board to make the necessary adjustments.
Bedeviling the country as a result of destabilizing attacks by insurgents, unlawful killings, acts of terrorism, and other destabilizing incidents. Aware that the curriculum of secondary schools in Nigeria does not have any provision for security and intelligence studies, unlike the practice in some other countries where the teaching of security and intelligence matters are a sine qua non in the curriculum of secondary schools. Realizes that the introduction of security and intelligence studies in secondary schools will provide students with basic knowledge of security and intelligence issues, awareness and capacity to detect threats to the security of the nation.
To financial matters now, the new CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, hit the ground running with the announcement of a new direction for the Apex Bank. Well, he began with a directive to commercial banks to stop all charges on deposits by customers with immediate effect.
The new governor of the central bank, top officials of the bank, and heads of agencies and parastatals from the financial sector at a maiden news conference by the governor of the Apex Bank. First, Mr. Emefiele says the bank will remain apolitical, focused, and continue to ensure macroeconomic stability. Part of his agenda is also to introduce the cashless policy across the country by July, while charges on cash withdrawals will be reviewed.
My ideas on creating a central bank that is professional, a central bank that is apolitical and people-oriented, a central bank that dissipates its energies on building a resilient financial system that can serve the growth and development needs of our beloved country, Nigeria. Before I do so, however, let me sincerely acknowledge the excellent work that the bank has done to achieve financial system stability, low inflation, exchange rate stability, an efficient payment system, and a consistent monetary policy in the last couple of years.
For the days ahead, the Apex Bank says Nigerians should expect a reduction in key interest rates, risk-based supervision, and investment in key sectors like petroleum and agri sectors to boost job creation and poverty reduction.
We would continue to maintain a monetary policy stance reflecting the liquidity conditions in the economy, as well as the potential fiscal expansion in the run-up to the 2015 general elections.